Good morning, everyone. I'll try and talk as slow as possible so everyone can really hear me and understand me well. Although I've been in Moscow a couple of times and I have to say everyone's been understanding me just fine. The case I would like to present today is a case we did for Fanta back in the Netherlands. And it's a case I really like. It's a very small case, but it shows the possibility of what mobile can do and what not only digital can do, but a more overall approach. And it's something, it's a translation of an above-the-line campaign. It's based on Andy. And Andy is a TV commercial where everyone's chasing him and trying to grab his bottle of Fanta. And we try to translate this into a nice case. I'm just going to go straight. There was a kind of a game that we created where we wanted the idea of the TV commercial where everyone was trying to steal Andy's bottle, to create it online and to make it a real life party and game and give people some fun. So the aim of the game was to collect as many Fanta bottles as possible that can be found online and offline. This is a direct link to the TV commercial where we see Andy who's being followed by his friends and they all want his Fanta. This was the TV commercial. I don't know if anyone has seen it here in Russia, but this is Andy, a really nice chap on his skateboard, and everyone just tries to get his bottle of Fanta. Collecting the bottles online. What I really liked about this principle is we all know that click-through rates in banners are dying. They're next to nothing. And what I really liked about this time, we turned it around. We didn't put banners up and say, people, here is a message. We actually told the people through other channels, go and look for the banners and find the bottles. So we turned it around, which worked very well, and we had a very good click-through rate through that. How did they do it? Online battles were hidden in banners on Google, on the Fanta site, in Fanta's Facebook page, in Walibi and Subway, so all the partners we had for this campaign. By clicking on the bottle, you went to the action page, the possibility of claiming the bottle, unless the bottle has already been given to someone else. And there you could also steal bottles from somebody else, which was quite fun. These are some of the examples of the banners that we have. It's in Dutch, so it's like Cyrillic for me. Like Cyrillic is for me, this is like what Dutch is to you. It says just congratulations, you won banner bottle 005. And next to it you also have some tips of Andy. This is some other things. Collecting the bottles offline. Offline the bottles could also be found at bus and tram shelters, so just an outdoor. And there we used QR codes, and we also used mobile devices and geolocation, so people would know if they were walking around by using our mobile app that they said, oh, there's a bottle close by, we can grab the bottle. So this was the mobile app, if you were close to. So we've put on, if you want to use the location, if Fanta could use the location, and then they found what needed to be done. Divisions of bottles. I'm not going to go into detail of this, but this is just saying where all the bottles were hidden, online and offline. It was an enormous organization to get them all, because especially to link them and to keep track of them. Duration of the chase. The game was spread over 3 weeks, and every week there was one person who won the chase that week, who gathered most bottles, and one of these people then was invited to the real life chase, which was in one of the fun parks back in Belgium, and then they really had to change Andy, and the one who won a party for 4,000 or 5,000 euros. Not doing it. There you go. We also use social media, of course. We can't go without him, and this was Andy's tips. Andy was an important element, is a continuous stimulation. So we used Facebook, we used Hives, which is like the Contacte equivalent of the Netherlands. We put all these aspects down there, and it really helped to get people to get engagement and to give people tips on where to find the bottles. This is some of the things that were happening. Some of the banners that we used. This was the outdoor where we used QR codes, the abribus, And this is also in Fanta. What we found is a lot of, when you went to Fanta, we see that a lot of people on Google, they actually go to the images for Fanta. They're very popular and people like to share them. So we did the bannering on the images pages and not on the Fanta page. This was one of the better results. We used Spotify back in Netherlands, and especially the mobile part of Spotify. One of the people using there was absolutely amazing. The click-through rates were very high. So that was for us really a high thing. Anything which was music, which is quite relevant for the youth public we're using. So, and also it was very good integration with Spotify. YouTube we use as well. We use all kinds of websites. This is just some examples of what's happening. There's too many slides. What we did as well is we had the offline. As Carmella, we're not only a digital agency, we're also an experience marketing agency, and we really tried to bring them together. We had the sampling of the Fanta product, and there people were also told they could get a bottle or they win something. Real life chase and Walibi in the end. So for the people that could win, Walibi is a fun park back in Belgium where they could go to, and there they had to they would receive via SMS. So it was a real-time chase, which was good. So this is the winner. Won a 4,000 euro prize for Fanta. Then we had the second prize and third prize. So they all got a prize. Everyone was happy. But what I really want to take you to is to some of this case and numbers, because that's what we all go about. In short, the figures of what this campaign was: it was an action site. It was 12 banners in 64 versions. We had a Twitter channel, a Facebook Fanta. We had Facebook on Subway. We had Facebook Walibi. We had Fanta Friday Hives. We had Fanta NL sampling actions. We had the emailings that we did, and we had a mobile app that we created. What was the result of that? For Coca-Cola, what we do is they only want to put up the active participants. We only talk about the people that actually participated in the game and were active in it. We don't talk about the full registrations. So in 3 weeks' time, we had 19,350 people who got into the campaign actively, who wanted to steal bottles and grab bottles. And the amount of bottles that we distributed or were stolen or used was close to 40,000, which if I think in the end of the presentation, I'll tell you what this campaign costed, and I think you'll be quite surprised. The shares. For Coca-Cola, we never talk about likes anymore. We only talk about what's shared, because we value them a lot higher as a KPI than as a like. And this is just to show you, we had more than 5,000 shares of what was happened on Facebook, and about close to 4,000 on Hives. Bottles. The public bottles, they're the bottles that were that anyone could grab, online, offline. Mobile bottles, they were the bottles that could be found offline by using a mobile device. And the snatchable bottles, that were bottles that you could steal from somebody else, which are part of the... So the registrations on Facebook, we had 12,000 registrations because we use the open. We always use the open APIs and the plugins, the social plugins for Facebook, for Hives, and for Twitter. And these are the figures too. The aim for this campaign was to get between 7,500 and 10,000 active participants, and about 20 to 25,000 registrations. We got about 19,350 active participants and close to 40,000 registrations. Via Facebook, you see the active participations, so the public bottles, and about 20,000 bottles that changed owner. So really, people were really interacting with the game. And a total of 1,608 mobile bottles a day. Figures 3, what was really the conversion? Spotify did really well, Hives did really well, and the audio spot on Spotify scored really well because we really went further into it. YouTube, I was a little bit disappointed in, and also in young advertising return, ROC. But it was overall a very good campaign. We got the results that we wanted. The figures for on social, on Twitter, there's only 129 tips. There was not a lot of people that were following us, but we did see a lot of retweets there, and very few negative tweets. The mobile bottles, we had sampling where we gave out the Fanta products. And actually, nobody was interested in that because people were just getting a can of Fanta, and they said, well, we couldn't care less about the game, just give us a Fanta, it's warm, get us our drink. And bus and tram shelter, the outdoor, the QR codes, the interaction was very low. Subway was a bit higher because we had like wobblers on subway. And so when you went into subway, you had wobblers. People knew that. But really, the most time was really the mobile ads. They were working really well. And somebody showed a thing that mobile ads are really working. That's really the fact. So it's mobile ads and really the geolocation that really worked once you get them interactive into it. So that's it from Square Melon. The only thing I want to say, this overall campaign that you've seen, including media and concept, was 80,000 euros for 3 weeks, including all prices. So
How
I think
much?
if you see
18 or 80?
80.
Wow.
So I think for this kind of campaign, 3 weeks and the kind of return you get, I think this is a very good result.
Все это за 18 тысяч евро. Вау. Thank you very much, Stefan. We're now going to take a couple of questions from the audience. If there are any. Коллеги, есть вопросы к Стефану? У нас есть возможность задать 2 вопроса.
You used QR codes to promote the site that you've created on mobile. There's this big debate regarding the effectiveness of QR codes. So did you find that they converted pretty well from bottle scans to visits, or not so much?
And they scored really bad. What you see is that people, they do use it, but what we found is, what we found in research, especially when we go back to the Benelux and to Western Europe where we worked, is people, they see QR codes, they know what it is, but there's still a very low amount of people that know it. And if I think, if you go around in your family, and even when people have a smartphone, like my dad has a smartphone, he's 60-odd, and some other people, when I show him a QR code, he said, what's this? What do I do with it? There's a lot of people who still don't know. And I think a lot of us digital people and marketing, we go like, oh, QR codes, we all know what that is. I think there are still a lot of people who don't even know what it is. They think it's a barcode, and they don't even realize they can scan it. But you do see some results, and the people that are using it, they go through with it, because we could follow the user experience.
Thank you, Stefan. Any more questions? Есть вопросы у кого-нибудь еще? Окей. Мне только что рассказали очень классную новость. У вас есть возможность задавать вопросы через мобильное приложение. Тем, кто его скачал уже, соответственно, можете просто через него направлять вопросы. Тем, кто его еще не скачал, можете сфотографировать вот этот QR-код и тоже присылать вопросы. Мне в конце принесут целый iPad с большим количеством ваших вопросов, я надеюсь. Не работает? А вы пробовали постучать по смартфону? Окей. Спасибо большое.